Come on, let's go. Yes, we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Just Too Sweet Show. Episode number 43, that is. My name right here. Well, just for today, it's just normal Tim. Because we have a guest star. I don't want to be calling myself Big Daddy calling in front of a special guest star. But you all know who I am. With me is my tag team partner, AZ, Mr. Eric. Eric, what's going on, brother?
Not much, man. How's it going, Tim?
I'm pumped. I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
Me too.
We got Royal Rumbles around the corner. That's always a good time of year.
It is.
And I mean, real quick, let me tell you, I had a good time last night on your show. You're doing a great job with your show, man.
Thank you.
It was a good time talking to Nardo finally.
Yeah.
So
Nardo. That was she was. I gotta say, like, she's been one of the most fun guests I've had. She's like a ball of fire, and she's really up. You know what I mean? And she's fun. And she jokes around. She's got like a cool sense of humor. You know what I mean? So it's like it really rocked and rolled last night. I was very happy with it. And I appreciate you coming on and doing the Andy Richter for me.
I didn't get to answer the question of the week though. No, I have to save it. I can't tell you. I have to save it another time now.
No, okay, let's save it up. And I didn't get to answer. I forgot something too, and a very important one I forgot. So that's two. We got to ask Nardo next time.
I'll save my question for the next person you talk to anyway. So,
well, next week, Tim, your favorite guest is going to be on, and she's going to have her friend Cynthia. So, Deanna's coming back next week. So,
oh, really? That's awesome.
Yep. Deanna and Cynthia are going to be on, and we're going to be chit chatting about daily life, daily single life, and what's happening down in their part of the city. So, it's going to be fun. So. What I'll do is I'll message you. You can pop on and say hello.
That's definite. Bambi, hello. Welcome to the show, boss. Thank you very much. So without further ado, I say we get started.
Yeah, let's get this rocking. Let's get this rocking.
Excited to have a very special guest. We've been talking about her for a couple weeks now. So let's just bring her on. She's having a little Wi-Fi problems, like we all do every now and then. So everybody be patient. Everybody be nice. And we'll have a good show. So let's bring her on right now. Miss Ashley Slashey. How are you, darling? How are you?
Hi. I'm so sorry for my Wi-Fi.
As long as we can hear you, it's fine. We'll wait for your lips to catch up. It's all good.
Yeah, everything's going to be okay.
But welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being part of it. How's everything going? Tape, gotta wait for the audio. Uh-oh.
Darn it all to heck.
Did we lose it completely? I think we lost it completely.
I think we lost her completely, yeah.
Boo.
Maybe if you hit her up and try to get her to flip-flap back on again.
Oh, Scotty Harbor. What's up, brother? How are you, man?
Harbor? Are you kidding me?
Mr. Tish, I haven't seen you in a long time. What's going on, man?
Wow. Scott Harbor. Good deal, bro.
Oh, is she back?
Oh, there she is.
She's moving slowly.
It's like I'm in a real.
It's like in a real
old
bad
school
version.
Godzilla movie.
Yeah. Like one of those Peter Gabriel videos.
Thank you for having. Not too shabby, considering it.
I don't know. It might not be able to work here. Let me see. Let me try something else. Hello, you hear us now? It's very delayed.
Yeah. What up, Tater? We're having some technical difficulty. You're not in jail. Awesome. You got the bail money. I'm glad.
JD, you can't threaten to murder somebody on here, JD.
You can hear. Oh, you can hear us? Okay.
She can hear us, but we can't hear you all the time. It's really going in and out.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah,
that's our first special guest that we here. Stupid Wi-Fi.
This is like a giant deal, man.
And if anyone who watches this show knows how much I hate Wi-Fi, because I will throw my computer through the window if I have to. Boss, she tried the phone already. The phone didn't work either.
Yeah,
she's in a bowl in Connecticut, as it's described to us off air.
Yeah,
and it's like a very horrible Wi-Fi area.
Yeah, no signal gets she gets flecks of internet through whatever the local one is. And no more hurting people on the internet. Jader promises. Well, Jader, I don't. I wasn't theoretically upset about the actual person you were attacking, but for the sake of all things correct on our protocol, yeah, just do better next time. That's fine. So Ashley's attempting to come back. Let's hope Ashley has she has better luck here. But till she does, Tim, Royal Rumble. When is that? 2 weeks?
This week, Sunday.
Oh, it is coming Sunday.
This coming Sunday.
By the way, Jader, I agree.
Yeah, let's just bring him in. Let's just
Bambi will be back.
Let's just get the fighting underway. You two.
Hey, what's up, Sam?
You two can fight and get it out of the way already.
Oh,
you should know better, my friend. You're part of a wrestling podcast. You know when the Royal Rumble is. Come on now. Who's got the bad Wi-Fi here?
Well, no, David. No. What's that picture behind you? Oh, you drinking pumpkin beer?
I'm drinking Oktoberfest. I'm finishing it off. What picture? This one over here?
Now you're a wannabe Germanic person like me. So is that this whole thing? Is this pent up aggression that you want to be me? Now you're drinking Oktoberfest beer? I see what's going on now. What's going on now.
What it is, I came in today with a truce. Some Bostonian beer right here for you.
Oh.
So it's a truce.
Okay.
For today.
Parlay?
Like a nice Vince McMahon, Stone Cold Steve Austin shake.
Got it.
So that's what it is.
Here, we'll do the upside down fist bump, down and up. Wait, yep.
There it is.
Boom.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I checked out the Royal Rumble a little bit. The lead up to it. Every Royal Rumble's good. I mean, some are obviously greater than others, but I mean, Royal Rumble is always fun because it's where they kind of slide the wow, you don't know, like the special appearance superstar you haven't seen in a long time, like when Diesel came back or when Goldust came back the one time. We talked about this the other week, but that's what I always liked was about the Royal Rumble. The surprise entrance. How's that? The surprise entrance.
Completely agree with you. I think it's a big part of it. Also, it's the start of WrestleMania season, and you get a different showcase of so many different, guys. You get, older school guys. You get the newer school guys who you never know might be the ones that they're trying to push. Like last year with McIntyre, they really did a good thing for him and they pushed him forward. So I really enjoy the Rumble. The Rumble to me is definitely one of my favorite pay-per-views, if not my favorite of all time.
I would I would agree with that because I almost like the Rumble better than WrestleMania. Like it's a little more. I don't know. There's just a little more mystique to it. And speaking of that, I feel that we should bring this up. How do you guys feel about the recent sale of the WWE streaming rights to NBC?
The Peacock.
The Peacock.
That's
NBC, right?
Yeah, it is NBC. I'm definitely for it. Peacock has, I think, what it was. It was like 20 million subscribers now to WWE's like 1.8. This is gonna bring new eyes to the product. Where
that's true.
You're probably gonna have people like, oh, let me check out WWE, see how it looks like nowadays. Maybe older fans, you might be able to pull them back in.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, and I think it's good for the fans. I don't know why people are complaining. Like, man, I haven't gotten Peacock because I don't want to pay another $10 or $5 for the streaming system. But now I have WWE. I
didn't like Peacock's visuals. I thought the visual was bad. I didn't like their HD. It looked shitty. It looked shoddy. But if WWE's coming on board and they fix it, and I don't have to pay for it, I'll take it, of course.
Now, how is this gonna gonna, fold into Peacock, if you already have a subscription, is that going to be honored? And you're just going to be
okay.
Yes.
grandfathered into the thing. Did you hear anything about that, Dave, or anything? The price and everything?
Yeah, so I think you're going to be able to get, so it's going to be either or. I think if you have the network, you're able to just log into Peacock with it. And if not, if you have Peacock, then you're still going to be able to use the network stuff. I think they're still talking about whether or not they're going to have like the documentaries and all that, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be on Peacock.
Cool.
I heard that. Oh, hi everyone. I heard
Hi, Bert.
that.
By the way, Tugbert is my favorite one, Eric. Tugbert is my favorite one.
Thank you. Tugbert was great. Fucking turncoat.
No.
I love you, Bert.
Yeah, I know. I love you too, Eric. No, I'm saying, so I think it's gonna be, because Peacock right now, I think the premium package is like $10.
That's
and
not
I
bad.
think that the network by itself, like I've been a subscriber to the network since day one, and it's $10 for the full thing. So I think what they're gonna do is, if you already have the network, you can just sign up for Peacock. It'll just transfer over basically. For you don't have to pay anything new, or because Peacock, they have a deal going on. It's like $4.99 for like the first month.
No, I think what it is, it's $4.99 and you have to sit through commercials, kind of like Hulu.
Yeah,
But $9.99 you don't get any commercials, which is as much as you pay for the network now. So honestly, people are making it more of a bigger deal than it should be.
Everything, so
okay. Now, how do you guys feel about commercials? Do they still have some kind of allure, like when you're watching streaming TV? Do you mind having commercials or no?
I mean, it's all based off what you track on social media anyway. So
right, they have that algorithm that goes into your Google, and
I'm not surprised. I'm just like, hey, I was looking up shoes earlier. That's crazy.
Well, it's like I bought 2 pairs of jeans in like August, and I like nice jeans, so I bought a couple pair of $100 jeans. Now every single time I'm on YouTube, Buckle comes up, and they're trying to sell me freaking jeans. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
That's how I feel like on Instagram. Same thing. It's like
same thing. Instagram.
I might not even buy it. It can just be me looking something up, like a pair of shoes or something, and then bam, I got a sponsored for it. Like, hey, here's this same pair of shoes you were looking for. You might want to check them out.
Here, buy the same shoes again.
Tim, you're hopping in and out. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, that's me. I'm hitting the wrong button.
Oh, have you talked to our friend Ashley? How's she doing? Not well.
No, the Wi-Fi's bad news. I'm speaking to her though.
Uh-oh.
That's terrible.
Did everyone's Wi-Fi get the COVID? Is that what happened?
Jeez, it must be the new strain. Yeah.
It goes into technology.
It is now. Wi-Fi, like what? I'll explain mine. I can get, I think, is it 50 per second? Is that the big one?
You're looking at the wrong person.
I don't know. I'm on like the 3/4 of the way one. I don't have like the big bad one, but I don't have like the slow as shit one. But like
Boss, I thought he was going Seinfeld with it. I was like, "What's up with that?" When he said,
"What's up with that?" What's the deal with Wi-Fi?
What's the deal with Wi-Fi?
I mean, it says "Y" and "Fi," 2 words that don't make any sense. I do a bad Jerry. You know what I did do good though last night? I did, and Tim will attest to it. I did a good Barack Obama last night.
You definitely did, my friend. Like I said, the only thing it's what Nardo said. The only thing you're missing was the hand gestures.
I needed to do
that.
that.
Was it, though.
And I was laughing. Well, I was laughing too hard during the Bill Cosby one, because I can actually do Cosby pretty good.
And another one I was going to tell you.
Because I think I took a drink, or she was saying something, and I didn't get the full Cosby. But
by the way, anyone watching, if you can go back to our YouTube, Facebook page. That was a great show. A to Z show, episode 7 with Jessica Nardo. You want to go back and watch that? Fantastic. The whole hour and a half goes by extremely quick. And like I said, you don't want to miss his show.
No, we have fun there. Wait till you guys are on it. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Ooh. I might turn the tables on you. I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? He's going to interview me. What if I interview him? Turn the tables around on him.
Well, it's funny you say that, Dave, because coming up, we're going to have an episode called Ask Eric Anything. And it's going to be, we're going to have, what I'm going to do is have all you guys popping in and off, at different intervals, and we're just going to be, going over cool stuff or just talking about anything. So it's kind of like a best of, you know what I mean?
I like it. Kind of,
yeah.
You know what? It's kind of like a clip show, if anything.
It is. And, if I were a little more technologically savvy, if I fooled around with this more, I could probably figure out how to do it. But I did want to do clips like a best of thing. We could YouTube that, actually. We could put that on the YouTube.
I told you, I will be the A to Z show full-time producer. You
might have to be, Dave. You might have to be.
I'll be in the bottom. You won't see me, and I'll just be like putting up the signs, taking people off, putting comments on for everyone to see. I got you. We have that Stone Cold Rock thing, Bret Hart,
like Bret
HP
Owen.
Shizzle. So
that's
I got you.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
Okay.
So Tim, 2021. Steve said 2021 commercial go away. How are we doing with Miss Ashley?
Yeah, it's not going to work. I don't think.
Is it a no go?
It's probably going to be a no go for today.
No go for today. Well, that's a bummer. Well, while Tim's figuring that out, guys, Bert, why don't you tell me what's going on in your world? What's been happening lately? What's new and hot?
Well, can you guys hear me, by the way? Do I sound too low or do I sound good?
You actually sound good today, Bert.
Okay. No, just got a haircut finally after last week's burial by Tim over my facial hair.
Well, to be fair, but, Bert, if you came in like a hardware store looking for fertilizer, I'd probably call the National Security Agency on you.
Understood.
Are you trying to say you called ICE on him? You would have called ICE on Bert?
No, not security.
No, not
ICE. Not ICE. No. Security is the one. The terrorist threat.
But nothing much.
Call Jack Bauer.
Jack Bauer.
Call keeper.
What is? Okay, I don't want to sound like naive, which I'm going to anyway. ICE is what? Immigration?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's a real thing. Like because I've always heard like, oh, I better watch it. ICE will come, and I'm like, what the fuck is ICE?
No, yeah,
like,
that's a very real thing.
It's a real thing. Okay, so they can just, and is it like stormtroopers? They can just come in and take you away and send you back to the country you came from?
No, they won't send you back. They'll take you to like a little camp and then they'll figure it out then. But guys, let's steer away from this. Let's while we figure everything out. Bert.
Well, I'll just say wait. Let me say we're gonna have to reschedule. We'll have to figure something else out. She's having a very bad Wi-Fi connection. She has very bad luck with StreamYard. We will figure something else out. We will have her on another time. So basically, those of you who tuned in to see Ashley, you're stuck with our assholes' faces.
You can see our beautiful faces here.
Just get along with it.
Bert, nice and groove. Dave, what did you have? You had a hot thought there going. What's up?
No, I was gonna say let's get into what basic besides Ashley, what everyone tunes in to see. Not just me and you fighting. No, not Bert's pretty face. Not Timmy's great voice for this podcast.
Great voice.
But wrestling. We all love. But what brought us together, this group.
What brought us to the dance?
Yes. You were talking
I got to ask one question first, though. Boss, what's low end? The 50 per second thing?
The Wi-Fi, yes.
Okay, that's low end. Okay. Hey, look, I live up in the hills in upstate New York. I don't know anything.
It all depends on where you're at, too, because there's sometimes where you can be in a certain area, even with cell phones, area, and you just won't get any good service. But with that, Bert, before we go into Royal Rumble, anything with Impact, since you're our Impact correspondent here?
Bert, make an impact.
Am I officially?
I catch glimpses of Impact. I know that we had Matt Hardy and Private Party on there last week, and Private Party are the number one contenders.
And Zack Ryder showed up, which is crazy, which is cool. I didn't expect that. Well, not
So,
Zack Ryder, but whatever his name is.
so let us know, what else do we have? Anything with the best bout machine, Kenny Omega? Anyone else from AEW showing up?
Right now, no, just them. They're really pushing a lot of their what's his name, Moose, and the other guy that they were feuding
Which
with.
one?
They had, I forget his name, but it's Moose and the other heavyset guy that he's been feuding with. Because Moose, like if you guys don't know, he's basically pretending to be the real world champion. He has the old Impact Championship,
The
he's
TNA
like,
one, right?
Yeah, he's like, I'm the real world heavyweight champion. Da da da. And Moose, I've always liked Moose. He's super athletic, big guy, can really move around a lot. But yeah, him and the guy that he wrestled.
What belt is that, Bert? Is that the one when it was like TNA, or when it was?
Well, it's the blue and gold one from like 2012 that they were using, and then they have a new one now that they use.
Okay.
It went from TNA then to Impact. So Impact is Rich Swann, and then TNA is the one that Moose has.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like the OG. So it's like if someone came in with the belt that Timmy has in there, and it's like, I'm the real world champion.
Mm-hmm.
Now, weren't they for a hot minute Global Force Wrestling?
Not necessarily. They were. Global Force Wrestling was a promotion that Jeff Jarrett started that featured certain wrestlers that wrestled for Impact.
Okay.
And then they had a working relationship.
Okay.
So what happened was Global Force Wrestling didn't work in the long, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And, the people that were in GFW basically ended up in Impact. This is like 2013, 2014, around there.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean they're still doing good. AEW, still solid.
What about NWA? Have you heard anything with them? Are they going to come back anytime soon? Because I know that
I think
they're women's champion.
They're doing the web show.
Yeah.
Are they still?
Yeah,
because I know they're women. They're
it's on
women's
YouTube, right? NWA Power.
And for those who don't know, it's free. So so for those who have been living under a rock for the last few years, Magnus, formerly one of the used to be an Impact, has been shoehorning and probably doing one of the best jobs with the NWA World Heavyweight title in the last 10 years. This guy has been presented to be the real world's champion. He takes pride in it. It's old school style. He's a guy that he had his chances. I feel like TNA kind of he didn't really do his best work in TNA, but now the last couple of years since he won the title, I know this is years ago, Dave, but I know which AEW, well, not AEW, the event that he had where he wrestled Cody Rhodes for the NWA title.
It was All Out.
Yeah, that was a great match.
All in. Yeah,
All in,
where he lost it to Cody. Yeah, that match was great.
Yeah. I watched. Speaking of the NWA, I watched like the first 4 episodes of that when it started streaming, and it was actually pretty good. It was kind of like a revamped NWA World Championship Wrestling from the '80s, and actually,
I think they used the same interview set too.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I saw a couple scenes from it, and I love that they had it literally right there, just the backdrop right by the ring, and then you just have them come up and be like, for shit to them and all that. I thought it was great.
And the camera works great, and the view, the way it's shot is great. And like I said, Jim Cornette was commentating until he fucked up and made a racist joke.
Normal Jim Cornette thing to do.
Pretty
and I don't. Honestly, with the context of the joke, I don't think he meant it personally because the guy was black. I think he was just making one of his classic metaphors.
Yeah.
And it just came out wrong, and it was wrong, and now he's gone.
Now he's there bashing AEW and Chris Jericho every chance he gets.
Oh, he's anti-AEW, man.
He's gone in on Jericho so bad, and I commend Jericho. Jericho the other day tweeted, he's like, I see that, Cornette and everyone's, trashing me and all this. And he's like, you know what I have to say about that? Have at it. I'm glad that, what I'm doing is able to put some food on your table.
Yeah.
I'll continue to do it.
And listen, it's weird because Cornette kind of broke Jericho into the mainstream. Yeah. He gave him his first real shot. And for Jim to
Smoky Mountain.
That bothers me a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I love Jim Cornette. He is one of the most intelligent wrestling minds there ever has been, but he is very, 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 very opinionated. Like he's got his side of the fence, man, and that's it. Like he's not hearing anything else.
I mean, that has to do more with just his love of the business overall, and that he
to a degree,
when people say that, you know, oh, I love the business, like with him, you can really, really see that he knows
hardcore passion of the business.
He knows stuff that like most people forget with wrestling, with history.
And
like he's like that.
Yeah, to a degree, Jim is right about it because fundamentally, wrestling, what it's based on is what he's talking about. The combined show, athleticism, and less talk, more work kind of thing. I mean, there's obviously a time for promos and talking and stuff, but
yeah,
I guess in his era, the commentators put the guys over more than the guys put themselves over. And to be fair, I think that it's getting stale, like that aspect of like guys putting themselves over all the time. Because how fun was it just to see somebody getting interviewed? Like Mean Gene or
I miss that.
Craig DeGeorge or remember that Craig DeGeorge. Timmy, you got to remember him.
Yes, very much.
And but yeah, so that's what AEW and Impact are doing. Royal Rumble, guys. What are we thinking about that?
Well, Edge is going to come back,
lot.
which I was surprised about.
What's that, Bert?
That Edge declared himself for the Rumble, delivering a heck of a promo, by the way.
Wow.
Nice
Okay.
4 minutes.
So
yeah,
Edge,
just very good.
Edge is in.
Yes.
Edge is in.
Yeah,
What about
I mean-
Dave? What were you going to say?
No. They've been doing I think it's been for what the situation is. They're doing a good build up to it for the
Especially
women's
on
and the
SmackDown,
men.
Timmy, have they announced all the names or no?
Not yet.
No.
People have been
He never did.
declaring.
Oh, they don't do that anymore.
They posted on their Instagram. They're
On
posting
Saturday.
who declared for the Rumble.
Yeah,
Okay.
they post who declares, but they don't put the numbers. But on Saturday, they're gonna have the FS1 show back for like a special Royal Rumble thing,
Backstage.
and backstage, and they'll announce the number 30 for the men's and the number 1 and 2 for the
Wow.
women's that night.
Cool.
So we'll know the night before who's gonna be number 30 for the men, which I know we have that lottery out there, and the number 1 and 2 for the
which means
women.
number 30 cannot win.
Yep.
30 cannot win. If they're announcing
30
it,
can't
if they're announcing 30 the day before, 30 is not winning.
No.
Which one of us had 30? Because that's at least I know I did it.
I think a line did.
On my book is.
No.
Was it a line or was it
It wasn't
him?
one of us.
Oh no, the
Somebody
boss.
else.
Was the boss the one that had 30?
It was either the boss or Keith.
That's right.
Yeah, I had 29.
My book is running
so
it
it wasn't-
somewhere. Well, whoever got 30, you're out. one and 2 of the women,
Oh,
Maybe.
yep, look,
Boss.
maybe.
it was the boss.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
you're out 30. Sorry, man.
Up.
The boss did. So, hey, boss, you could count that number out already.
Oh, hey, Bambi's back. Oh, hi, Bambi.
Anyway,
Hi,
anyway.
Bambi. I work right next door, and she never messages me anymore, talks to me anymore. She's gotten too good for me. Like,
What it is that she doesn't want to see you and be like, Eric, I completely disagree with your
with your wrestling
with
views.
with your wrestling views, and Hollywood Dave is right. Just feed into it.
That's Bambi's true inner feelings. That's may or may not be true.
Oh, look, she
Dave-
said phones work both ways.
Wow, that's true. That's true though.
So
Dave,
wait,
have you been watching SmackDown the last couple of weeks?
I have been, and SmackDown has honestly been, so much better than Raw.
What do you think about this Apollo Crews slow heel turn that's going on?
I like it. He needed something different. This whole
Yeah.
babyface thing to him, it just wasn't working. So honestly, I wouldn't mind him taking the belt off Big E.
So kind of to set it up. So for Eric and Tim,
Which belt does Big E have? The U.S. Championship?
Intercontinental.
Intercontinental.
So
Is there no U.S. Championship anymore?
It still is.
It's on Raw.
It's on Raw. Okay.
Yeah, who
So
has it?
basically, what happened? It was like
Oh, Bobby Lashley has it. I'm sorry, Bert.
Okay.
he was
Yeah.
he was in Apollo Crews. He was in a match with Big E, right? and then he pinned him, but it wasn't for the title. And
Okay.
then
No. He
went on-
pinned him. It was for the title. He pinned him, but both of their shoulders were down. So it was
Oh,
a
okay,
double.
okay.
It was like a double, like a draw.
So
Oh.
that happened. So then SmackDown every week they have Talking Smack, which is like the show after SmackDown. And Paul
Okay.
Heyman was on there. Paul Heyman's usually on there all the time. And Apollo Crews was on there, and they were talking about the match, and then he cut a great promo on. I think I said this to the chat a couple weeks ago, but it was like, you made a claim to the championship by pinning the champion, and if you're not going to take advantage of that, he's taking food from your table and putting it on his, and it's just like cutting like just an awesome promo, and then this Apollo just kind of contemplating, walking away, and then this past week, Apollo comes back. I guess Heyman was being interviewed on the same thing, and he comes back and he's like, "I'm challenging Big E, and I'm taking my title back." And then Paul Heyman, the best part that he turns around, he's just like perfect.
Well, it looks like he might get like a thing with him because they had a segment where it was Roman Reigns, Apollo Crews, and Paul Heyman backstage.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, hang on a second. Jillian.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to ask about
Jellybean,
that.
Unfortunately, actually had bad Wi-Fi service. We could not get her to come on clearly. She was either very bad audio or very bad video. So unfortunately, she will not be joining us today. But I hope you do stick around at least. Or at least let us, spread us around to your friends. Let us know. Hopefully, we will get her back here.
Spread us around to your friends.
Maybe some other format or some kind. But yeah, unfortunately, she will not be joining the show today. Sorry to everybody who was looking forward to her. Bad Wi-Fi sucks. And I said, anyone who watches this show knows I get very angry at Wi-Fi all the time. So I do apologize, but hopefully we will get it on the show sometime in the near future.
Cool.
Absolutely. Sorry, Jillian. But like Timmy said, we'll eventually get her on here.
Yeah, we'll figure out a way to get. And if she has to go to a Wi-Fi cafe or something, do they still have them?
Yeah, dude, Wi-Fi's everywhere. The subway, the phone
Oh, so
booth.
you could just go.
I mean, like a Starbucks, maybe
She could go to
McDonald's.
Denny's. She could go to Denny's, get the All-American Scramble and have
Everywhere has Wi-Fi now.
Denny's
All-American
does have
Slam?
Wi-Fi.
everywhere has Wi-Fi. So, anybody got some? Let's chew the fat here, little guys. Tim? What's give us something to spit at here.
Well, what I wanted to bring up was season. Well, go ahead, Dave. Before I go.
No. Go ahead.
Season 3, Dark Side of the Ring. Some of them have been announced already. I'm not impressed with this season so far, but
Is
the
it
best
official?
one so far is Brian Pillman. Is probably going to be a very good one.
Probably going to be good.
And the Smith family, which is basically Jake the Snake Roberts family.
Oh, like Sam Houston and Rockin' Robin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all those guys are supposed to be like a whole big thing about the Smith family.
That should be pretty greasy.
And I think they're gonna do a Chris Canyon too, right?
I think they said Canyon. He's not on my list that I got right here. But yeah, I heard he was supposed to be there too. But the Smith family said Jake the Snake and his father Grizzly Smith and all kinds of crap. So that looks good. The other ones, the New Japan Pro Wrestling WCW Collision in Korea.
Oh,
okay.
That was a big deal.
Nick Cage. Who the hell's Nick Cage? Isn't that a Mortal Kombat guy?
That's Johnny.
Exactly what I was thinking. I was watching that earlier, but yeah, it's Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage.
Nick Cage is an episode. FMW, legendary Japanese deathmatch promotion, Frontier Martial.
That's the ECW of Japan. Or used to.
Yeah, they were pretty rough. Those guys. That might be interesting. That one. An episode about XPW.
Extreme Professional Wrestling.
Whoever.
Yep.
That was when that's like when ECW folded.
Yep. I think they were running out of the ECW arena, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell is Ion Kotoru? He was Johnny K9, Bruiser Bedlam, Tara's Bulba. He's a Canadian wrestler.
Bruiser Bedlam?
Canadian, eh?
Bruiser Bedlam.
He was in Smoky Mountain. Yep. Big.
Well, he was convicted of assault, trafficking cocaine, and bombing a police station and first-degree murder. So that's why they're doing an episode on that wonderful human being.
Oh, there we go. Pillar of society.
And then Brian, I heard Brian Pillman and Chris Canyon are two. Well, definitely Brian Pillman.
Yeah, Brian Pillman. I think they've said it like, yeah, he was gonna be one.
Yeah, Pillman's son is already involved. And I heard
Stone Cold too. Yeah.
Yeah, Austin's doing the Pillman one, which is going to be interesting.
Yeah, that'll be great.
It's going to be very good. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I watch that stuff religiously, that freaking show.
Well,
like I said, we might not be excited about what we hear, but when we see it, we might just be like, whoa. Like, I forgot what episode was it last season? The one about that wrestling promotion that
Abrams, UWF.
Yeah, UWF. I didn't think I was gonna enjoy it, and I love that. That episode was great.
One of the better ones.
It was awesome. Like I was like, yo, this guy's doing cocaine in his room and all this, and it's like, what's happening here?
And whores and oh God, man.
What was the one? The New Jack one was fucking crazy.
New Jack one was crazy.
How that guy is not dead or in jail, I don't understand. I don't understand how he's not dead or in jail.
You ever seen any of his?
I say that every time.
You ever seen some of those clips of the shoot interviews he's done? Like with
great.
Yeah, he's a lunatic.
Yeah, he's fucked up.
He's one of those guys where you don't know like where like the character and the person stop.
Yeah. Like, he fully admitted he tried to kill the guy by throwing him off the top. He fully admitted it. Yeah. I tried to kill him. I tried to break his back. I tried to, watch him die. It's like, Jesus Christ.
You can see how he tossed him. He just said, fuck it, and just threw him. Where'd Dave go?
Sorry about that. I accidentally
I
hit the back button.
That's what I did.
I got too excited.
Yeah, man. So that's going to be crazy. But yeah, I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to all the Vince McMahon stories. That's why when I look at all these things, I'm like, there's no Vince story there. There's no Vince. I want more Vince taking the Legion of Doom move in the fucking strip club stories. That's what I want. Those are my favorite ones.
I believe that 100% because I've read so many Vince stories. Crazy.
Yeah, Vince. No, Vince is he's legit.
I can't wait. I know they announced it like 2 years ago, but the movie that the Hulk Hogan movie that's going to have like Chris Hemsworth, and there's rumored to have Vince in it. I can't wait for that.
Is that still a go? Because I looked up.
It's still work. It's still going.
It's because I looked.
IMDb backing up.
It was IMDb or Wikipedia, one of the two. I looked up Chris's filmography, and the ones that are in progress. I didn't see that.
I don't think I have a name for it yet. Is what it is.
Soon.
Okay.
I know right now he's filming For Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
And he's already like in shape for that. So
they're filming Love and Thunder right now. Mm-hmm. It's not completed yet.
No, not yet.
No, okay. They literally just started a couple weeks ago.
Okay. I wasn't.
And I'm sure of anything that's gonna help him out because he's gonna get lean and big, and all then he has to do is just eat that protein and just he's already gonna be big and just
brother.
Yeah. Gas,
I can't wait for that. That's gonna be so good. I can't wait to see who they get to play Vince, because that is such like an important thing.
Who they're gonna get to play Savage? They gotta have
John Travolta.
Savage has to be in it.
John Travolta. They seem to think John Travolta can do things that he can't do. Like he can't play John Gotti, so I don't want him to play Vince McMahon either.
But David Schwimmer?
David Schwimmer?
David Schwimmer?
Play Vince?
That's all I need to hear.
We were on our break, Hogan.
That's all I need to hear. Starring as the Macho Man Randy Savage. McLovin, the guy who played McLovin. I'm like,
oh, yeah, that was fucking blow. What about
My name is the Macho Man Randy Savage.
And that'd be the end of me. I'm done. I won't even go. You know what? I might not see that movie based on who's playing Randy Savage.
True.
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna make or break the movie for Tim.
I don't know.
Who's playing Randy Savage. That's all I want to know.
Can you imagine if like fucking Johnny Depp ended up playing Randy Savage like for some ungodly reason?
I can't deal with it.
Yeah.
They should get
they got to get somebody. They're going to get somebody that has to go full method to like really.
They should get Tim's boy. Tim's boy that's cutting Macho Man promos at 7-Eleven.
I'm over here at 7-Eleven getting the slushy, but you already know I'm going to get a
We don't talk to that guy no more.
Which guy?
Really?
No, I cut that guy all out.
Wow.
Because he promised to come on the show. He promised. But then his business manager claimed that he was so busy that he needed a fee. And I was like, a fee? I said, dude, we're an up-and-coming tiny little fucking wrestling show on an up-and-coming thing. We don't got money. If scrape something together. I said, no, I'm not scraping. I said, all right, I got $10.
He said that? He said scrape something together?
It was a sensational sharing.
That's what it was. And I was like, you know what, dude? Fuck off. I deleted him.
Where's this guy based out of? I'll go beat the fuck out of him.
I think he's in Vegas. It sucks too because that guy was all gung ho.
He was, yeah.
Then the manager stepped in and fucked it up for him. So I was like, you know what?
Bert and
She's no Miss Elizabeth. She's no Miss Elizabeth.
Both of them.
Manager. So speaking of that,
I can train you.
His promos were funny though. His promos were funny. I'm not gonna lie.
So have any of the guys seen any of the stuff that Undertaker has been saying lately since the Joe Rogan stuff?
Oh yeah,
Joe Rogan.
That was a great interview.
That was a great interview.
Well, he definitely had a lot to say about wrestling today.
I mean,
and I feel like, I was gonna say a lot of you might agree with what he was saying.
Yeah,
I kind of did. To a point.
There's a clip. There's a clip from Vince when he was on the Stone Cold podcast. He said the same thing. He's like, "Oh, a lot of guys don't have the. It's a different group of guys backstage now.
Intestinal fortitude.
Yeah, they don't have the. They don't want to grab every time Vince talks is the brass ring. Nobody wants to grab the brass ring. And
he must have wrote a lot of fucking merry-go-rounds or what do they call it? Carousel.
John Cena talked about it too. That like every era is defined by one guy, and right now, even though for me, I would say it's Roman Reigns, even though they kind of forced him into that position. But there's not one guy that's like the guy. Like there's a lot of guys, but there's not the guy.
But whose fault is that? You can't blame that on the roster.
No, I'm not
when
blaming
Vince
it on the roster.
doesn't want to push any of those guys.
Well, it's also about recognizing who's got that magic, and if you try to give everybody the magic, it's not going to work.
Absolutely, but let's put someone out there. Like I'm going to say it because I'm a big fan of his, Bray Wyatt. He's someone that was able to do it on both ends, and they never gave him that. They had instead him job to Cena.
I might have to agree with that.
How are you going to build other guys? He even jobbed to Taker when, if anything, he could have easily beaten Taker, and bam, he takes over that mystique of the Undertaker, and they didn't do that with him.
Yeah, that could have been passed on, and no, but to be fair, I mean Wyatt's great. I don't know if he's like an X Factor guy. I don't know.
No, I agree with you, but I feel like he could have been like one of those. He could have been Undertaker.
Yes.
Like Undertaker was never carrying the company, but he was always one of those guys that you always could rely on, no matter what. He was gonna draw, and he was gonna make it entertaining.
Mm-hmm. Taker was the backbone of the company. Like he was if Vince needed something to be done, or Vince needed someone to work with someone, it's like, hey Taker, can you do this? Can you do this? Because he was always over. Always.
There's
doesn't matter what gimmick,
Yeah, but there's no Ric Flairs. There's no Randy Savages anymore. There's no Hogans anymore. There's not even Sting or Ultimate Warriors anymore. Well, Sting, he's still around, but there's not guys larger than life in and out of the ring. And could we partly blame kayfabe for that?
Yes,
I think
I blame the writers too, though. I blame a lot of this shit on the old school writers in a way, like the guys who won't budge. Your Bruce Pritchards, your Vince even. These guys.
Bruce is a big one.
Yeah. Your Michael Hayes.
Yeah, it's like I get it. You guys did a great job for us for fucking 3 decades, but guess what? It's got to change a little bit. Something's got to be done. And you can make a superstar. You could do it. Don't just sit and there's no one back there who wants to grab. No, fucking make someone. You tell me no one wants to be the top star? Give me a break. How can no one want to be the top star?
Absolutely. But then you have, let's say, for a perfect example, a couple years ago, you had Kofi Kingston that literally rose to the top, and he was over. The New Day was over. And then what do you do to him? He loses to Brock Lesnar in 15 seconds for the WWE Championship.
Never get the title shot again.
How do you do it? Exactly. How do you do that to him?
Send him right back to the New Day. Go back to the New Day now. You're done. We're done with you.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It's sad.
As I said, the decision making going on right now is hurting the business. Because I know Eric, you say a lot about the working, but I think they're some of the best workers there are right now. But they have no direction. They have no one backing them up. And because then, all right, you know what? Let's do it right now, real quick. Last 10, 15 years, yeah, Dave, I'll give you right now, Dave. Pick a guy off the top of your head who they wasted completely. We'll just stick with WWE for now. Pick
WWE.
one guy.
Definitely, I'm gonna go with your boy and my boy, Bobby Roode.
There you
He
go.
was over in NXT and gets up to the main roster. They start to push him, and then nothing. Absolutely nothing. Just wasted.
That's a good example.
And what was the reason? Because his entrance was over. Vince said he cannot be a heel because his entrance is too over. Are you fucking kidding me?
He must have not watching NXT when his entrance was. That's why it got over.
Yeah,
that's why people were rooting for him, and he was a heel.
Yeah.
So go with the Stone Cold thing that like they did with him.
Exactly. Bert, pick another guy. Go ahead. We can do this all day. Pick another guy. Last 10 years where they wasted completely.
Wasted completely? Well, I don't say wasted completely, but Finn Balor's another one. At least Finn Balor when he was on the main roster.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
If he never went to NXT, if he never went back to NXT, he probably wouldn't be with the company anymore. If honestly,
he probably would have been at AEW right now with FTR.
Yeah, because he got called up, super over, gets injured by Seth Rollins, who does that like a lot, by the way, to other guys. And that's it. He comes back. You know, he doesn't. You know, he got his opportunities, but they never booked him the way that he was booked in NXT.
Yeah. And the worst part about it is that I remember reading that Brock Lesnar wanted to work with him, and they didn't want him to work with Brock.
Yeah.
And then eventually, finally, after so many months,
where they wrestled at was 2019, I think.
I think so.
2018. One of those. That was a great
I think it was the one before Rollins beat him.
Mm-hmm.
Before he beat Brock, and it was like, finally, when it happened, you're like, wow, this was a great match. Why did we wait so long for this? Yeah. It made no sense. Like, there's a reason when Brock wants to work with somebody, I feel like you should be like, okay, because look, he didn't want to work with Ambrose, and that match at WrestleMania was garbage.
Horrible.
Garbage. It was the worst.
But when he wants but when he wants to work with somebody like AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, your Finn Balor's, he works great. Brock Lesnar will try his hardest and do what he has to make that match good.
Because people give Brock Lesnar a lot of shit, but when he works with somebody he likes to work with, he fucking sells. He sells. He bumps. You know, he knows how to work.
I just came up with Tim asking the question to you guys. I just came up with something, you know, in the back of my mind. We recently lost Pat Patterson, so. Do you know how many people revered Pat for his matchmaking abilities, his ability to put together a match from start to finish, his vision to see an event? Now, think back to the greatest years that the WWF had, WWE. Pat Patterson was booking them all, and obviously going through Vince, but mostly his ideas were getting booked. Now, do you think it's fair to say that since the loss of Pat and even before he died, the diminishment of his role in the company, do you think that whoever took that over just wasn't ready for that, and then maybe it's like too overwhelming for them to come up with something good?
I wouldn't say it wasn't that they weren't ready. It was just that they weren't going to be Pat Patterson to be like, hey Vince, this isn't good, or hey Vince, this is good. You should do this. You have a bunch of yes men.
Somebody's got to dick Vince once in a while.
Exactly. He has a bunch of yes men that are just going to be like,
that's
that's such a great idea.
Triple H should be that guy. Vince, look what I did. Look what I did with NXT. I made it the number one brand. Me, not you. Me. Listen to my ideas for SmackDown and Raw. But he doesn't listen to it.
A perfect example of that is when these guys were stuck in Saudi and NXT had to come in and right before Survivor Series, take over SmackDown, take over Raw.
Great.
NXT was hot. They were doing amazing. So you can just already tell how over those guys are, how over they are with an audience, how good they are in the ring as workers. That
when you
right then and there.
You watch a takeover which is usually on a Saturday before a big pay-per-view. How many times did you watch the last couple of years ago? Well, there goes WrestleMania. This fucking beat, it's going to be better than the WWE, the Raw SmackDown pay-per-view the next day. It's like, you're done. I don't even want to watch that because Takeover was so damn good.
It's going to be better than the pay-per-view the next day.
I enjoy it
with less matches, by the way, like 4 matches, 5 matches max.
I actually enjoy it for somebody who isn't set into the new product so much. NXT's enjoyable.
It is.
It's very enjoyable.
They do. Tim, I have to expound on something you said before. You're right. I mean, I think that the guys today, I don't think they're better workers. I think they're as good of workers. But you brought it into more perspective for me. They do lack the real direction. They're not. I feel that they have the skill, and they're more athletic, and they're probably if they were shown properly, and I'm using properly loosely for lack of a better term, but if they were shown like. And I'm not saying they got to watch like fucking Lou Thez versus Buddy Rogers or whatever, but show them a Broadway, like from a Wyndham Flair Broadway, like once in a while. Show them the Austin Bret Hart match, for Christ's sake. That was one of the best matches, ever. HBK and fucking Taker. You know what I mean? Come on, I mean, I just feel like they're focusing their ability in the wrong way. I'm not saying they can't work or they're not as good of workers. It's just like Tim, you nailed it, and that put it all together for me in my head. I think the direction, they're not being directed correctly.
Correct.
And for some reason, Vince really became like el facto dictator the last couple of years, because you do have guys coming up to him saying, "We should do this." Like you just said it with Brock. I want to do this. No, let's bring fucking Goldberg back instead. What do you mean?
Yeah, bring fucking Goldberg
Why
back.
would you fucking keep bringing Goldberg back? Nobody. I don't care. Nobody wants to see Goldberg. Nobody. In a main event at a Royal Rumble, fighting fucking Drew McIntyre. No one wants to see it. I don't want to watch it. I probably won't even watch that match because it's going to be a fucking 3-minute squash one way or another, and it's so stupid. Why? Oh, Goldberg. I got a great idea. Goldberg. Oh, my God.
I had a scary thought earlier this week, and I was like, what if WWE, to make up, they're doing WrestleMania back at the same place in Tampa that they were doing it last year. What if somehow Vince is like, well, we didn't get to do it last year. Let's do Goldberg Roman Reigns main event this year. And let's do Brock Lesnar. Maybe wins the Royal Rumble. And we'll have him against Drew McIntyre again this year.
Is Brock back or is he still gone?
He's not back, but because they don't want to bring him back until there's an audience. But there's going to be an audience at WrestleMania.
No, did he sign? Did he sign a new contract?
They said that he was going to come back when they had an audience again.
I don't think he signed, though. I don't think he's officially signed.
A contract. Yeah.
That don't mean nothing.
Until he gets that money, I don't think he's going to make no appearances.
Vince, with the money he just got, with the money he just got from NBC, he'll give Brock whatever he wants.
Oh, I'm going to give you $1 billion. Brock, I'm going to line your pockets with money.
But Eric, like you said with Pat Patterson, right? Now, Pat Patterson was booking during the Attitude Era, which obviously is way past his time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
But he did a great, he had some great ideas. He did a great job. That person doesn't exist right now.
No, you're right.
He was doing it in NXT too.
The thing
is
like with Sami Zayn and stuff like that. Like
who was doing the best? Who was doing the best as far as the new shows go? Paul Heyman, I thought, was doing the best as far as booking.
Heyman's got a hell of a mind.
So what happened? Well, they got rid of him. No, you're gonna go back to on-air talent. You're gonna do this. Which, don't get me wrong, he's fantastic at the role he is right now.
Heyman should be in that position.
Yes, absolutely.
He should be booking.
Triple H, I don't know what Triple H is afraid of his father-in-law. He shouldn't be. He's gonna run that company one day.
Yeah, he's got enough fucking money right now.
He's beat him up. He's beat him up enough times.
I guess that's what it is. because the potential is out of control for what the guy. Again, I am afraid what they're going to do with Adam Cole. And you got to a point where guys like Adam Cole don't want to go to the main roster. They call NXT the Big Show. I don't want to leave.
Scared.
I don't want to go to
so
those
scared
shows.
for him.
They know that those two shows are nowhere near as good as NXT. So now you have Adam Cole and the Undisputed Era. All four guys are phenomenal athletes sitting down in NXT, and they're probably never going to move up. Or
Kyle O'Reilly is not going to have a title match on Raw.
I hope not.
No,
he's not.
No, he won't.
He's not.
No,
Vince is not going to push that.
Thank you, Raul.
Because
here's Paul Heyman should have. Nope.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Two things.
I was trying to get rid of it.
Saying that he.
With the booking and creative, my whole thing is there's too many cooks in the kitchen. Instead of having 10 to 15 or 20 writers that they have now, because they mostly hire writers from outside of wrestling that are focused more on entertainment.
That's an issue too.
Not necessarily knowing how wrestling should be booked or worked, right?
It's WCW.
Because back in the day, 94, 95, it was Vince, Pat Patterson. They would go out to Vince's house in the backyard on the weekend. Cornette. Sometimes JR. They would sit in the backyard of Vince's house and they would book 6 months of TV, and that's it. That was it. You had the roster, you had the talent. They just knew how to do it. And if something happened on the fly, aka Brett and Shawn not wanting to work together, whatever, they would work around it to fix it. But now, because it started getting bad after Brian Gewirtz left. Because Brian Gewirtz was like the big golden boy writer of like 2000 to like 2003, 2004. When he left, it became more of like, different writers and just kind of, and also too, it's also WWE's fault because WWE, they had so many crazy moments and so many high ratings in the Attitude Era that they want to get ratings up to that again. But it's like, bro, you're never going to reach that again. They have to stop thinking that they're going to reach that again.
Yeah.
If you get a 3.5 now, appreciate that because you're never going to get higher than that. Wrestling is never going to get a 8, 7, 6. You're not going to get half the people or majority of people watching wrestling.
I think you can, but if they want to stick to the PG that they're doing, they're not going to do it.
Yeah, not with what they have now. They're not.
With everything going on, I'm just saying from an entertainment perspective. With everything going on now, it's not 1998. It wasn't like, cable was just starting. It's like, you have like Comedy Central and like MTV, and WWF, was hot because everyone was watching it. 18 to 24 was up the ass, But now
it was
you're
edgy. It's not edgy anymore.
No, and Tim,
but the thing is too, edgy doesn't necessarily have to be the way.
No,
you can still have good TV.
No, it doesn't. But it still intrigues you. Like, oh man, I want to see Mae Young have a hand.
No, fuck that.
That was great.
I was there.
That was great.
I was there.
Tim, you might disagree, and all three of you might disagree, but
I disagree.
The thing is like, does wrestling actually need not to go back to the foundation, but take things that were aspects of what really worked back in the day, mold them to fit the modern day, and make your product into that? Because less was more back then, and the wrestlers sold themselves. Now it's like they want everybody to be a mega superstar. I mean, you hear what does Stephanie refer to them as? Our
B+ players.
The B+ players.
The B+ player.
Well, it's what you're saying is I feel like they're also not given that freedom of, hey, you just have to say these minimal lines, or this is what you're going to talk about. Go ahead and say it. They're not giving that anymore. They're giving a script of what to say.
Let the talent do themselves. It's
exactly.
Like some of them I don't even fucking think they know who they are. It's like,
What was that? That was the issue with Roman Reigns. I feel like you didn't feel he was genuine at all. It was just him reading off a script, and it was bland. It was boring.
I think you're right.
Dean Ambrose.
But
Of course, he didn't do nothing
Also-
about it, but that's the reason why he left, because they were giving him his horse shit scripts to say every week, and he hated every one of them.
Yeah.
But also, I think has to also do more with AEW. I don't necessarily want the boys to just say what they want to say, and just kind of like that's the big thing about AEW when they started. It was like, oh, we don't have any scripted promos, and we say what we want, and da da da. But it's like you gotta have a middle ground. You can't
Absolutely,
just have
that's what I'm saying.
somebody
You should say,
go
okay,
off
you know
the
what?
rails and just say what they want to say.
Yeah, let's say you're feuding with Eric. You say, all right, this is exactly what it is. You're gonna say this about Eric, and then you need to like feed off of it, put in your details, kind of like an essay. Just
Yeah,
like when back in school.
You two should figure out what you're going to say. Let's say Dave and Erica. You two should sit down and say, I'm going to say this about you. You say this about me. Did you mind if I say it and make fun of your fucking haircut? No, I don't mind making fun of my haircut. All right, I'm going to fucking nail your stupid haircut.
Exactly.
And that's it. You go back and forth.
Perfect. A perfect example of that is Cena and The Rock. When
Yeah.
The Rock was going at him, and The Rock had his notes written on his hand. So what does Cena do? He goes at him. He's like, oh, I don't need my notes written on my hand for me. It's things like that. You need to be given that freedom, and a lot of these guys are not given that, and some of them don't feel comfortable because they're like, wait, but if I am given that freedom, what am I supposed to do with it?
And think about the guys that got themselves over back in the day that probably at first glance you would think were just kind of like cheesy and hokey, like Stan Hansen, like a big dumb cowboy, or like. I mean, I can't think of somebody right off the top of my head, but guys like, that really got over it, and not just at a territory level, but at a national level. And it's like, everybody's like, oh, wrestlers are just big and dumb and, whatever. But it's like they were masters of their craft. They were there for a reason, and it's almost like you're saying now is these guys want to be wrestlers. But then it's like, they're basically just like stand-in actors, and then they got to go bump around a couple minutes, and then they're done. I don't think any of them, the wrestlers today, very few, I'll say less than 2% of the wrestlers today could do a solid 30-minute match and make it good. I don't think they could do it.
Yeah,
I
think they can
if they're given the freedom to do it.
They do that.
I think they can. It's just the story, because a lot of these guys can go in and they can bump, they can flip, but it's what it was before. It was the story that captivated with you. Like you're like, oh man, this happened. That's where it kind of gets, like you said, like hokey.
Roman is the perfect example. No one gave a shit about that dude for the longest time. He turns heel. His promos are better. His attitude is better. His matches are even better
Paul
now.
Heyman helped him a lot.
Exactly. Work with Paul
Heyman.
Look
at him and Jim.
Made him fantastic.
I mean, Jay.
Him
and Uso, that match at Hell in a Cell was great. They told a story that you're like, wow, that Roman would have never done years ago.
Was Roman good in the Shield? He was, right? Like when the Shield first came around, he was pretty cool. He was really cool.
Roman was great when he didn't talk. Yeah, he was just like he was basically
he was a powerhouse of the team.
Yeah, and like he wouldn't talk. You wouldn't know what his kind of his head was at, but he would go out and just kick your ass, and it's just like that's what people love.
And he's not as big as he was back then, right? Now he's a little leaner.
He's a little.
I think now he's leaner, but he's bigger. Because back then, remember he had Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose to do the talking for him. He didn't have to do it.
Yeah.
That group was great because they just had, each one was like, you can clearly see the role. Like Seth was like the best, like Seth was like the prototype. Roman is like the powerhouse, and Dean Ambrose is just like the crazy, crazy guy who can work.
He's still a crazy guy.
He's still crazy.
He's still the crazy guy. He really switched up when he went to AEW.
Yeah.
Yeah, became champion over there.
But no, also too, I think another thing is the what Eric was saying, less is more. Undertaker says it, Vince says it, Stone Cold says it all the time. Less is more. Like I love spot matches, like with maneuvers and flips and all that shit. But I like it when you build up to it. Like don't do it, 2 minutes into the match. Like, a lot of guys, athletically speaking, they're great. Ricochet, all these guys, they athletic superiority, right? The psychology is what they need to work on.
Yeah.
Because psychology is if you don't understand how to react to an audience or how to tell a story to an audience, it doesn't matter what you can do in the ring. You're not gonna get an emotional response from anyone.
Yeah.
You're only
man,
gonna say, "Oh shit, he just did a flip," but I don't
I
care
hate to
because
use-
whatever.
I hate to use common
This is where I
terms.
was going to.
I don't
No,
like
go
using
ahead, Eric.
common terms, but they have to give these guys
Daniel
more
Bryan
freedom
also,
to.
Cesaro also, Kevin
They have to
Owens
give
also.
them freedom to like use the audience, like read what they're saying, read what they're feeling, go with that. It's like they're almost told to go against it. And then the audience just sits there like, "Wow, this sucks. I just wasted $50 to come here and fight." You know what I mean?
You know what they should
Absolutely.
do? They should book 6 months in fucking Canada when this is over, or the pandemic I'm talking about. Because those people completely fuck up storylines because the way they react to people. They completely fuck up characters, but I mean in a good way. I mean, a good way. I mean, the Canadians can literally say, "Holy shit, we got something. Let's turn it to this now. Holy shit, this is working. We're gonna do it." Let the Canadians run the show for like 6 months. Figure it out. And like another thing you said too, you're not giving these guys a chance. When the referee has to call all your shit because of who someone talking in the headphone, that's not good. You need
It's
these
not
guys
good
to
at all.
react to the audience, react to what's going on. They don't do it as well as they used to do. Yeah, the
100%.
referee saying, "Oh, Vince said to do this. Oh, Vince said to shut it up. Vince said to do
Go
this."
home, guys. Go home,
You
guys.
can't
Go
have
home,
that
guys.
bullshit.
That,
No.
that's why,
Imagine you tell Randy Savage and fucking Ricky Steamboat through a headset, "Oh, Vince said this." Get the fuck you. Fuck tell Vince to fuck himself.
No
We're out
way.
here. We're doing this. Tell Vince to suck a dick. What are you talking about? We're not
that's
doing
what
this
I
now.
think. I think AJ's the only one that anyone that goes in that ring with him now, I feel like he's able to guide them to wherever they have to be, and they don't need someone to tell him where. And then I was thinking about this earlier too. Like AJ's the only one that he has so many damn moves that he finishes the matches with them. Whether it's the phenomenal, oh my god, phenomenal forearm. Shoot, the Styles Clash. You have the
Dave.
460.
Dave, you're on something here because I'm going to bring this up. Wrestling moves have become so watered down now, like the super kick, the DDT, the lariat,
The Frog Splash.
the frog splash. It's like what I think they need to go back like to the fundamentals, and you know, you knew this as a worker back in the day. What moves were like impact moves? Like if you DDT'd somebody, you could pin them if you wanted to when you'd pull them up. But nowadays, it's like it's high spot after high spot after high spot. I think that goes back to the psychology Tim was talking about. All these moves have become so watered down. It's like they're not even cool anymore. It's like when they hit a big move, it's just like okay, we just saw that 5 minutes ago, and it's like, well, I think they need to establish that like these real finishers, like AJ's great, and he has all those moves in his repertoire, but like it goes back to the less is more thing because work your match, do your chain wrestling. The babyface in the beginning of the match, babyface takes over. Heel gets his heat. Babyface goes home. Learn that formula because that formula always fucking works. And even if it doesn't go in that exact like it doesn't follow that trajectory, it kind of does because if you watch all your major matches that were good, Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, Savage and Steamboat, Hogan and Andre, all of them like that. It's when they started putting face to face and heel to heel, and it's like almost like you do need an established good guy, bad guy. You kind of really do because it really doesn't work. Because what's the reason? Like, say Dave and I are on the same side of things, and Dave and I basically agree on everything. So what's the motivation for you and I to even want to fight? There's no reason for you and I to even have a feud if there's nothing to feud about.
Yeah. And going on the finisher thing, there's so many false finishes now that you can't really even take a finisher serious.
Yeah.
Where it's someone gets a frog splash and you're like,
unless it's a pedigree.
the pedigree.
That's the pedigree, yep.
But even then, you get a kick out of it.
Yep.
So it's like,
Not all the time.
Why?
That's only happened 3 times. in like 30 years.
Like I think what the RKO maybe is.
What
I
happened?
can't even think of a finisher that does not get kicked out of nowadays. Like where like
punch?
he hits that, it's over.
They all do. Now someone will get up. John Cena gets up from everything. Everything. He's never been shut down by one move. He gets up from every finisher there is now. So
I think
no,
the only
you
person
mentioned Andre.
that had a protected. I'm sorry to interrupt you too. I think the only person that had a protected finisher, honestly, was Dean Ambrose. I don't think anyone, like I mean, recently, I don't think anyone really kicked out of the what the hell did he call it?
Dirty
Dirty Deeds.
The Dirty Deeds. Yeah. I don't think anyone kicked out of the Dirty Deeds. That was probably the one that I think they protected the most. Nowadays, though,
which was a Mick Foley ripoff, but okay. It was double arm DDT.
Eric, what you said before Hogan Andre. Imagine the referee telling Andre the Giant, "Oh, Vince."
No,
are you fucking joking? No, you heard the famous story too. Hogan wrote down the entire match. If you watch that on the network, he tells the story. I wrote down the entire match. I gave it to Andre. Andre said nothing to him. Hogan, are you Andre? You good with that? Leave me alone. Leave me alone. But when they got in the ring, as soon as they got in the ring, Andre called every fucking spot there was. Yeah. And Hogan's like, okay, I guess we're doing it. Because he wasn't sure the whole time. Imagine a referee having the balls to tell Andre the Giant, oh, Vince said he wants you to do this instead. Psh, dead referee.
Andre would have been like, you know what? We're going another 20 minutes. We're going another 20.
Or he just would have sat on you. He would have sat on you and walked out of the ring. I mean, that's what would have happened.
Okay, now instead of choking him for 5 minutes, I'm gonna choke him for 10. How about that? Tell Vince I'm going to go another 10 minutes, just me choking somebody, because you're going to come out here and tell me what the next spot should be.
Nobody was going to tell Andre what not to do. Vince was not going to tell Andre not to do.
Well, that's why Hogan was scared. Hogan was one of my favorite stories. Hogan was terrified before WrestleMania 3. He wasn't sure he was going to do it.
Think about it. You're going in the ring with a guy that's like larger than life, literally. And it's like, we gotta do this match, but like, I don't know if he's going to cooperate. Because Andre, it's like he had a really specific way of trusting you,
and who could legit kill you if he really wants to.
He can. That's the thing. It's fucking giant.
Big time.
Guy drinks 2 cases of beer in like 80 miles. Like fucking, he'll kill you, bro. Come on.
Did you see? I know I posted the other day, Eric. You're talking about the finishers. AJ, did you see his new variant where he threw him off the rope, caught him, and did the Styles Clash?
Yeah, that was live.
I didn't see that
on Ricochet.
He did only on Ricochet. Threw him on the rope, and then Ricochet bounced. He caught him into the Styles Clash. And I was like, "Holy shit, that's awesome!"
Yeah,
I didn't see that at all. Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
You saw, you saw your girl take that RKO last night.
Yes. And you know what? I am extremely excited. They've been having a lot more men versus women interaction.
With Orton though, it's really weird. It's like Orton's the only one that's allowed.
What was a match? I just saw a match. Where was it? They had a man versus a woman.
He's been abusing women since 2003.
Yeah,
it was SmackDown.
When he RKO'd Stacey Keebler.
Yeah, exactly. Orton doesn't care.
He'll play with his mother. He don't give a fuck.
But you're right. It was a SmackDown. Sasha Banks fought Reggie.
For a man. Yeah, and that was actually entertaining. I was like, holy shit, this is actually really cool. Why not have more of that? If the woman thinks she could do it, let her give it a shot.
They're down for it, bro. Like there's, a lot of them like, hey, fuck it. I can work, he can work. Let's do it.
That's what you have people like use Nia that way. I don't want to see Nia botch a bunch of crap with a bunch of women.
Let's see Nia Jax actually hurt a guy instead of hurting.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Have her be there with someone.
Fight Eric.
Exactly, Eric. I'm sure would be like, I volunteer as tribute to be in there with Nia.
I'll put you
Nia.
Nia. But you know what though? The women
over here.
The women are a perfect example of how bad the booking is. Who's going to win? He tries to promote the Royal Rumble as anybody can win, which we know is bullshit. There's 5 guys who can win. 5 tops. The women is even worse, I think. Who's going to win that Royal Rumble on Sunday? Charlotte Flair.
Asuka again?
No.
Asuka's champion. It don't matter. No, it's going to be Charlotte Flair.
She's the champion.
I think there's 2 people. In my mind, there's 2 people who could win.
Becky, if Becky's on her way back yet,
if she might be back, she's winning automatically if she comes back.
That's what I'm saying. If Becky might come back and win,
she looks.
You guys see this?
You want me to put it up?
I couldn't do it.
Right there.
Is that it?
Yep. You just gotta play whatever it is that you're gonna play.
There it is.
The green screen?
What am I looking at?
Why is it going green?
I don't know. It's green.
You see it?
I mean, I
see
see
green.
I see the name.
We see the green, but we don't see what's happening now.
I see the green.
Oh, I'm seeing it here.
We're refreshing, maybe.
That's Vince right now. He sees the green.
Let me refresh it.
Nope, still green.
How about now? It's flashing green here.
It's
Just green.
Just green. All right, let me find another one.
No, I took it off. So you were saying, Timmy?
That was off the rope anyway.
No, like you said, really? If Becky, like you said, if Becky pops in at number whatever, she's winning. Done.
Yeah.
It's over. But you got Charlotte.
She could be number one surprise entrance and she'll win.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. You don't have the shock value with the women either now, because Vince likes his fucking 5 women that he uses all the way. Who should win? Rhea Ripley, I think, should win the Royal Rumble this year.
That's
Someone along those lines.
Yeah.
There's one more.
That's what I'm saying. She should win. She should win. But
I think it should be her or Bianca Belair is my other one.
I'd like to see Bianca. I'd like to see anyone new. Anyone new. I don't give a shit. If
absolutely,
Charlotte
because
went to the Royal Rumble, I'm going to go fucking crazy.
When Charlotte came back and then went with Asuka to win these tag titles, I was like, are you kidding me? Is this all that's going to happen this year? Literally, it's been the same gosh darn women winning the same belt and the same match. Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte, Asuka, Bayley, Sasha. It's like, really, man?
Exactly.
Like you don't have Lacey.
Women are 10 times worse than the men.
Speaking of Charlotte Flair, you guys like this Lacey Evans Ric Flair angle?
No.
I did see it. No. Guys, I have a clip here. I want you guys to tell me if this is funny or not. Let's see if we can get this one up.
All right, let me know. I'll put it up.
You guys see it?
At the stream. Go ahead, sir.
What?
Are you strafing Vietnamese people?
No, he's hunting out of a helicopter, but watch.
The hogs? The hogs. Oh, geez, you dropped the camera.
Oh my god. Every time I love it. He fall out of the fucking helicopter.
Oh, so he fell out. It wasn't just like the camera fell. Oh my god.
No, he fell out.
Let's watch it again. Let's watch it one more time.
Right.
Is it still up, or we got to put it back
Yeah,
up?
no, it's there. That's another one. I heard Tessa, and I also heard who else might make an appearance? John Morrison's wife or girlfriend, whatever she is, from Impact.
No, she's still the Impact though.
But I thought she said that she wasn't going to be there anymore.
Well, not right. I mean, it's not going to be in like a week.
There we go.
I think if Tessa Blanchard shows up, that would be awesome. Because she's really
Tim,
good.
watch. He's gonna fall. He's supposed to be hunting antelope or something, but you got to listen after he falls.
It's gotta hurt. But you see, if Tessa Blanchard shows up, that's
I don't
great,
think she wins though.
But she's not winning. She's not winning. There's no
It'll be like an
chance in
AJ Styles. She won't win. She'll just be there like, whoa, a surprise.
hell. Yeah, exactly.
Because I think people are forgotten about her issues from before. Because that was like what, a year ago?
No less. I think.
I don't even give a shit.
It was like
I don't even give a shit.
No,
beginning
not
pandemic.
not the fact that she held the title and like didn't want to bring it back or whatever, but before that. But I think now would be a good time for her.
It could be, but we don't know.
Then you got the men too. That's why Eddie always jokes around, because we remember that promo back in the day. Virgil could win the Royal Rumble. No, he couldn't.
No,
he couldn't. No, he could not. There's not a chance in hell Virgil could have won the Royal Rumble.
Virgil's not winning anything, let alone the Royal Rumble. Sorry.
That's why we always say that. And again, I want that surprise one year, and it not to be Rey Mysterio, but I want that.
that was a surprise.
No, it was a surprise.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't mind it at the time. I wasn't outraged. Like
The
everybody
boss
else
might
was.
not like it, but it was a surprise.
It wasn't. Well, I lost money too with that fucking match. So, but it's fine.
That's Steve's most hated moment in professional wrestling. Rey Mysterio winning that
No.
fucking match. I think so.
I think Roman was worse.
I told you. Did I tell you guys? I had a friend.
Or
retire.
Batista. Batista, I think,
From
was
wrestling.
worse, actually.
Oh,
Wait,
like
what?
worst Rumble winner? Yeah, he's up there.
I had a friend who never watched wrestling ever again after that. Where Rey Mysterio won. He quit. He quit cold turkey. I'm done. I'll never watch wrestling again. Never did.
Wow. Thanks to Ray?
Yeah.
That's so bad.
So, you want me to go?
Oh my God.
Who would you want then? Because I know we're going to do our prediction show later
well,
on.
it
But
should
who
be-
would you want to win the
Well,
Royal Rumble?
Isn't it this Sunday?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Daniel Bryan might win it this year.
I don't think so.
Brian.
I know who I have my pick with. Who I think
I would
will.
say
don't know.
I would say either Daniel Bryan or Edge.
I don't want Edge either. Me personally, I'd like to see Adam Cole come in and win.
Ooh.
That's
And
just
who
me.
would he go up against?
Or
McIntyre?
even in AJ Styles to win it because he never won it before. I'd like to see him win it and go on to one final because his contract's up this year, isn't it?
I think so.
I know it's a.
And he mentioned he might not resign again because he wants to spend time with the kids.
Yep.
Well, whether that means I don't know, but
Spend time with the kids. Take a trip down to Jacksonville.
yeah, exactly. Spend some time with his
Yeah,
friends down there, which is possible.
Spend some time with the kids and the Bucks and the club and
Fuck the Bucks.
Hey, come on. No, they're not overrated. They're not overrated.
It's the sign.
But,
It's that famous sign.
yeah,
They couldn't say anything, which is great. They couldn't say anything.
It's
It was like, it's those guys. It's those guys with that
It's
sign.
those guys.
they apparently are trying to, get the copyrights for that, but I don't know if it's going to work.
For Bullet Club,
But-
they're not going to get it because the Bullet Club still exists in Japan.
No, but it's still, you can still get the Too Sweet,
but they own
the
the-
Too Sweet
they own
trademark on it
copyright,
because apparently it's up.
Oh, jeez. I
But
feel
my
bad for
pick,
Kevin Nash. They should re-sign that shit quick.
my
make some
pick
money
is,
off it.
Right.
is Keith Lee.
Keith Lee.
Okay, I could see it.
I think it might be Keith Lee, and then Keith Lee and McIntyre.
Who's gonna turn heel?
I mean, they
you know
tried
that-
apparently to tease that with Goldberg and McIntyre.
You know
But they-
that's gonna happen.
they messed
But
that
you know
up.
that's gonna happen. If it's him and Keith Lee because they're friends, you know that's gonna happen. That's like what Nakamura and AJ Styles a few years ago.
Yeah, I hope they don't give it to Sheamus because of that, because I know
No,
they were
hell
trying
no.
to feed into that too.
Sheamus,
I don't want to see
is
Sheamus win the Royal Rumble.
What's up with Sheamus with this Ireland fit with the hat and the shirt? Like, okay,
Listen, let me say something right now. If Sheamus wins the Royal Rumble,
he's already
we're going
won
to do
it.
it. Next Tuesday's show is going to be dedicated to destroying Sheamus. That's it.
I went.
That's it.
David.
Nothing
David
else.
Knows, David knows because he went too. I was so excited for him and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 28, and he fucking beats him in like 10 seconds. I was so mad.
What a
I was
disappointment
there, I
that
was
was,
like,
man.
what
And
the
that's what
hell?
opened up WrestleMania 28.
Yeah.
That
Even though like it started the
BS.
yes, even though it started the yes chant, like in a major way, I was still so mad. I was like, I was really, oh, they're gonna go 15 minutes. It's gonna be a back and forth, David versus Goliath type match. Boom, no, fucking bro kick done. I was like, what?
That
I
was
was so
awful.
mad.
So bad.
I mean, look, I always
Well,
like
I
Sheamus,
thought-
but Sheamus for me, like, after his initial run, like he never really did it for me.
Yeah, he's not
Yeah,
a bad
Sheamus-
worker,
Sheamus
but
should be-
he's
He's
not.
not a bad worker. It's just,
So Sheamus should be putting over the younger talent now.
yeah.
That's it. He shouldn't be doing
He's
anything
been,
else.
he's been there for
No,
like
no more titles.
he's been there for
No
what,
more of
11
that
years.
shit.
He should be putting over
years?
Cesaro, your Nakamura's, who they. I'm so happy Cesaro's been getting a little bit of a push on SmackDown now.
Nakamura too. Finally,
Okay, you know what?
Again.
I'm going to say something about Nakamura real quick. And you might not like it.
Oh,
that's fine.
I don't think he's that good. I can tell you that right now. He's not a wrestler. He's a fucking martial art. He's a kicker, striker. That's what they call him, a striker. Again,
Kick
phenomenal
boxer?
entrance.
Have you-
Phenomenal
have you only-
entrance.
have
Then
you-
he comes in.
Have you only
He just
have
kicks
you only,
people.
Have you only seen his WWE
That's
stuff?
Eric's favorite move, a kick.
No, I've seen him. I've seen him in Japan and stuff. I've never seen him really do wrestling moves. He's a kicker and a kneer and a fucking runner and the violins and
He's a
this
near.
and that. Yeah, he's a near. I liked him though. I liked him when he first came, and I was excited. But that's another guy that they shit on when he first got it. They ruined him completely when they brought him up. You know, he had that crowd in his hands.
He lost to what, AJ, three times in a row?
Vince hates cool entrances. If you have a cool entrance, you're fucked. Bobby Roode, great entrance, you're fucked.
It's like Vince hates foreigners?
Great entrance, you're fucked. You're done. It's horrible.
Shit.
I'm not putting a title on a Japanese man.
Oh, we're getting racist now. Racist Vince.
Oh,
So, Bert, who's winning that? Who do you think's winning Sunday?
I think it's going to be either Edge or Daniel Bryan. That's what I'm calling right now. Because Edge did miss 6 months. Because he was supposed to work a lot of matches, but
Well,
So what do you see Edge going up against? So
He might be fragile though.
fragile.
Yeah, he could be if he comes back from a major injury, gets hurt right away. That could be fragile.
We'll see. I mean, yeah, he can go. I mean, Spear versus Spear. I can see him against Roman Reigns. That'd be nice. That'd be a nice test for Roman.
As long as it's not Goldberg. Please kill Goldberg.
It's not going to be Goldberg. Do you guys like Randy Orton with the burn scars?
I got him with the mask. I got him with the mask better.
The mask.
you got to sell it somehow.
Yeah. The mask kind of freaked me out at first. I was like, "Whoa, what's going on here?"
He looked like an '80s Marvel villain, kind of like Bullseye.
I thought it was going to be part of Retribution.
Bullseye.
Yeah, right. Look like a ghetto Bullseye. Look at this guy.
The Ninth
I feel so sorry for Mustafa Ali.
Retribution's another one, man. Oh.
No, I don't care about the rest of them. But Mustafa Ali, him, like I've always liked him. I feel like
Dominic Dijakovic should not be in that group.
But I mean,
that's such a shit. Like, oh my gosh, talk about being brought up and not even given a chance. That man, wow, got shit on immediately by being brought into this group. Same thing with Mia Yim.
Yeah,
like, come on, man. There's a reason why Martinez went back to NXT. She's like, yeah, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this group at all. And she went back over there, and I don't blame her.
NXT is safe haven for all these people that don't want to be bothered with Vince. They go, I'm gonna go hang out with fucking Shawn Michaels and
Shawn Road Dogg.
Road Dogg.
All of them.
That's where they all are. They're down at NXT, right?
Speaking of Shawn Michaels, if you guys, I don't know if you guys watch or follow up with Cultaholic on YouTube. Nice British wrestling coverage. They made a video talking about all of Shawn Michaels' title history in the WWE. And it's very interesting because Shawn Michaels, even though he's won every title, he's only pinfall lost like 3 times. Most of the time that he's won, he's vacated or he's given up the title because of interesting circumstances. Let's just say.
Yeah.
Like, it's because it's not only, of course, obviously that I lost my smile. I'm gonna come back.
Losing your smile is a legitimate way to lose the title.
I'm gonna come back to WrestleMania and not show that I have a knee, I have a knee injury and do commentary. Hey, I got in a fight a month ago against a guy at a bar. He gave me a black eye, but I don't want to put Shane Douglas over. But,
who wants to put Shane Douglas over?
Come on now.
But
that guy really
I'm gonna give him the title, but he's gonna lose at the Razor anyway. So Click wins. That's another instance. And then
screw Shane Douglas.
No,
Timmy, what do you think? Want to wrap it up? Been an hour and a half.
The tag titles was the same thing. Crazy, but very interesting though. I mean, we love Sean, but it is tricky.
Why don't we do the fight?
I'm going to work tomorrow, and I'm going to say I lost my smile. Keep paying me, but I'm not going to come in for a little while.
I'm not going to come back.
Just because I lost my smile.
Pay me my money. I'm just not going to work for 3 months. I'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm going to sit home for 3 months until I find my smile again. When I find it, I'll come back.
I don't want to put over Brett. No, it's fine. No, it's just, I just lost my smile.
Let's go around. Let's do the final word. Let's go around. Final thought. Go ahead, Dave.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in as always to the Just Too Sweet show. Sorry that we couldn't get Miss Ashley Slashey on. We will have her another time. Besides that, I think if I'm not wrong, we'll be back either probably Sunday, right, Timmy?
Yeah, you want to do a quick half-hour pre-Rumble show?
You should.
Absolutely down.
You should.
Maybe like 6:15, 6 o'clock. We'll do a quick one.
Absolutely. So we'll be back Sunday.
When's it go on at 7?
You know what? We'll do
Yeah.
the women's lotto that day. We'll pick the numbers for the women's match that day.
Sounds good. And
Sunday night suits.
Everybody hear that? It'll be the women lotto will be Sunday. So
Sunday. And I'll make sure I'll work on I'll get all your guys' predictions before that. Anyone else, and I'll make sure to write an article for popculturepros.com and you'll be able to see it there before.
Somebody's got to send me a list too, because I'm probably gonna miss it. So
A list of what?
the entrance in the Rumble.
Well, yeah. If anything, I'll with whenever I send with the prediction, I'll let you know who's in it so far.
Okay.
I'll send it like on Friday so that you get the most up to date list.
Okay. There's like 4 or 5 spots left open for surprises, so you're not going to know everybody. Like usual.
Like usual. Bert, what's up? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm excited. You know, big week. Royal Rumble is always one of the best, better events in WWE. But yeah, just stay safe out there. New year, same old shit. But we'll get through it.
We will get through it.
Yeah.
Timmy, what do you got?
Whatever. I said my piece. Royal Rumble Sunday. I'm excited. Hopefully we get Miss Ashley back on again with better Wi-Fi or some other kind of medium maybe we can get her to do. But I will be nice enough to say look up her Facebook, her Instagram, all that good stuff. She is a wrestler, a valet, a model, and she hangs out with the lizard, which is pretty cool, a chameleon.
And let me throw this in. Make sure you look up the right Ashley Slashey, because apparently I got it wrong. She's not from the Netherlands.
First of all, again, and I noticed it before, it's not /Lee, it's /E.
Ashley Slashey.
/E.
Like a slushy, but with an EY. Okay.
Exactly. Ashley Slashey.
Cool.
Like she's cutting you in half, saying slashy, like that kind of thing. So we will get her back on the show. I do promise this. This is my vow. This is my word. I will make it happen one way or another. Sunday, pay-per-view, Royal Rumble preview show. We'll do that. And Cole, by the way, coming up in about 10 minutes, well, maybe 3 minutes, depending on Ed. Ed's very particular. Ed, if you're watching, I know we got 3 minutes left. Granny's Peach Tea episode 2 is coming up. They're going to review WandaVision and Man of Steel, I believe, tonight.
This way?
I'm supposed to go on to Man of Steel, but I don't want to go into Man of Steel. Yeah, well, maybe. We'll see.
I like Man of Steel.
Bad. Yeah, it wasn't bad. It could be worse. It could be Wonder Woman.
Cool.
Cool.
Thank you.
I took a shit before that beat Wonder Woman. I took a shit before it was better than Wonder Woman.
I think Man of Steel is one of the better DC movies. Honestly,
I agree.
It is now
in the upper
echelon,
the upper half, upper half.
It's amazing because for me it was like it's okay, and then the more shit they come out with, it's like, oh, Man of Steel rising up on that list, getting better and better every year.
Oh God.
Cool. Yeah, that's about all I got. So I'm good. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Tim, why don't you take us out?
Yeah. So all the shows this week. Tomorrow, tonight? Granny's Peach Tea right after this show. Tomorrow, put it in the books. Thursday, we're gonna do a championship Super Bowl preview type thing. We're gonna review championship game, talk about the Super Bowl. Dave, are you guys back yet?
Yeah. What's going on with the 4 quarters?
I'm waiting on my partner to be cleared again, and then once
Okay.
it is, we're back at it.
for competition.
You're still on
Card is
COVID
subject to
hiatus or
change.
whatever? Card, hey,
Yeah.
You need help. We're here. You can pick any one of us to help you with that show. Don't even worry about it.
But I mean, I feel like I can rely on you a little bit more now, Tim, because I know you're free from every other show.
I'm free from I'm 2 shows down now.
Eric's been invited plenty of times. I haven't heard anything. Bert's always working.
I mean, you can. Yeah, I mean, if you ask me in advance, I can make time.
You got to tell me. You got to tell me when it's cool. I just don't want to jump on and bounce in and out. It's let me know.
Well, Jada and Kyle, I don't know when they'll be back. They did the show last Monday, so they usually come back on Fridays, I believe.
Yeah.
I know I got booked for Jada and Kyle finally.
So did I.
Wow.
When that's going to be, I don't. When it's going to be, though, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a long list, Tim. It's a long list.
Well, the movies I picked too should be interesting. So I hope I hope everybody votes a good one because I want you to vote what movie we're going to talk about. And I picked 5, what I believe are good ones.
I did too. Nobody's gonna like mine.
Dude, your picks are out there, dude. They're out there, but that's great. It's great to have a conversation about them.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why I picked those 5. But
so that's cool. And then, like I said, next week we start all over again. So make sure you guys check out all our shows. They're all good. Every one of them. I guarantee you, you'll be entertained. PopCulturePros.com, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter,
TikTok.
All of it. It's all there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. We do apologize once again for our change of card, but shit happens. What are you going to do?
We'll get it going.
Yeah, we'll get it going. All right, guys. It was a great show. It's good talking to you. And like I say every week, you may not like us, but learn to love us. We're the best thing going today. Take care, everybody.
Sweet.